if you're looking to install some OEM engine guards for the M109R, stay tuned. So remove the seat, the two pop clips, undo the 12mm gas tank bolt, the H4 fairing bolt to remove the fairing, and dress the tank back a couple inches. In order to access the head cover pop clip, 2 Phillips head screws, 2 H4 bolts, and 2 pop clips at the bottom. What's happening, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. So today I have actually a pretty cool install for you. So I'm inside my trailer because it's the weather is a little bit unpredictable today. Also, it's super humid. So even though I got the door and the side door open, you know what I mean, there's still no accounting for any type of air. But I wanted to get this done because while I'm breaking in this bike, obviously for whomever's been tuning in, I have a 2025 M109R from Suzuki, and you know what I mean, I love this bike. This bike is super powerful, and for people who know this bike, you got to be an experienced rider to be on this thing. But just because you're an experienced rider, that doesn't mean you can't make a mistake, or somebody can drive in a certain way that might make you drop your bike or whatnot. So that's the reason why today I'm installing these engine guards. This is for the left side of the bike. The other one is still wrapped up over there for the right side of the bike. And huge shout outs to my friend Chris from Long Island Powder Coating. He did a fantastic job on this piece. This I ordered from a site called Onita Suzuki. Okay, look at this thing. Super beautiful gloss black. Okay, ordered from this site, Onita Suzuki, and they're the only ones, guys. They, like, around here, like, you can find a lot of this stuff on eBay or Amazon, but I'm telling you, I tested one on Amazon. I actually took off all the fairings and wasted my time because they don't give you the correct hardware for it, and the correct hardware is what you need to make this a simple installation, if you get what I'm saying. Otherwise, I'm telling you, it's a pain in the ass. Okay, so Onita Suzuki, I think this was about like $220, I think, you know what I mean, and it was in chrome, and I think the gloss black was about like somewhere around like $300. And I ordered it in chrome. I ordered it in chrome first because I liked the chrome, but then when the chrome came inside it, there was like I guess rust falling out of it. And this is what I wanted to tell you guys, so beware. If you order from there, like for instance, I'll put this up as well. I ordered this bra, I did a video on that. Okay. Oh, and I just wanted to showcase this, guys. I'm using my freaking wheel chock. I'll put a video up on that as well. This thing is working fantastically. Trust me. I'm shaking this bike, moving it, moving the tank, the whole nine, and everything is working fantastic. But anyway, guys, the only way you can contact anybody from, if you even have a question, remember I said I saw rust falling out of it. I'll actually put some pictures up on the side, and you have to go on their site and use this contact form, and you know, I mean, within business hours they'll get back to you in a decent time. And the only thing is, if when they send you back a reply, you cannot even reply to the reply. You have to actually go back on the contact form and continue the conversation. It's very, very, very inconvenient. They have a phone number and no one answers the phone. They just tell you, you know, if you're getting an inspection, make sure you leave the car for over an hour, like real, like, you know, remedial shit. But they don't, nobody's answering their phone, and you can't respond to or reply to an email thread, which is freaking ridiculous. And then I went on their reviews, and pretty much 95% 99% of their reviews are freaking horrendous. Like 1 star, or if people could give 0, they would. So what I'm saying is, I saw some type of rust falling out of it. I went on the contact form, like, guys, what the fudge is this? They're like, oh, this is they use a bronze acid when they're chroming the parts and stuff like that. And you know, I mean, I was like, you know, I mean, I guess you learn something every day, because I didn't know that, but my friend Chris confirmed it. It's muriatic acid. And so I guess it was true, I guess, but it just, I'm telling you, the way it looked like was the inside of the pipe was like it had freaking, I guess it had water damage, and it was like rusting from the inside. That's how it looked. So I said, you know what, man, just this looks horrible. I just don't like it. Parts of the I'll show, like right here, like certain parts like around here was like it looks like had a little rust. And then obviously the stuff was falling out of the inside of this hole. I did not like that shit whatsoever. So I told my boy Chris at Long Island Powder Coating, I'm like, Chris, do these for me. He did them for me super cheap in like a couple days. So he actually dropped them off at my house yesterday, so I wanted to get them installed today, you know, while I still have a little bit of time. So guys, also the cool thing, the reason why I still bought from them was because they give all the instructions that you need. Okay, they have it for the left, the right, the tools that you need. Obviously, ratchet, torque wrench, 12 mil socket, 14, 17, 4 and 8 millimeter hex bits, 17 millimeter wrench, Phillips screwdriver, a small flat blade screwdriver, a scissor jack, and a flat block of wood. So here's the thing, I don't have a scissor jack. I'm gonna try to wing this without the jack, and hopefully that bottom portion for the that gear lever doesn't go out of place, but we'll see. But as I said, guys, they're the only ones that have the exact type of hardware that you need for this stuff. You know what I mean? It's, trust me when I tell you, it's very like this right here. On most of those sites, like on eBay, see this little insert right here? You need that. Okay, most of these knockoffs, they're selling for like $50, Amazon and eBay, and guess what? They don't have it. They don't have it. Also, this one, it's very low. It's a very low profile engine mount, so it actually looks actually really nice. It blends in nicely with the bike. Okay. Also, in this package here, I have a surprise coming for you in a couple weeks once I'm finished breaking in the bike. This is my custom exhaust. Got it from the UK. Oh man, can't wait to slap that bad boy on, and all my filters and stuff, because I have some really nice presents in store for this bike. But anyway, guys, so first thing you want to do, obviously take off your rear seat. They actually give you full instructions in here, exactly what to do. Literally exactly what you do. Park your motorcycle, remove the rear seat. There's a 12 mil bolt right here. That's why you need the 12 mil socket to release that gas tank. Okay, put the bolts where you can find them. Once you release that gas tank, pick it up, lift it over here, okay, and just bring it back. Just bring the tank back only like a couple, like maybe an inch or two, and what it'll expose, see this top cover over here? There's a clip, okay? That clip, sometimes mine was sticking, it was a pain in the ass, but it exposes that clip. Also, it exposes a Phillips head screw on the fairing, okay? Right over here, it exposes that. Okay, and then you use the 4 millimeter hex bit for these bolts over here. See the fairing? This is the cover fairing right here. It comes off. So make sure you put your left with your lefts and your right with your rights. But before I get to that, before you move the tank back, there's pop clips right here. There's one here, and there's one here. You release that. There's a 4 millimeter bolt, okay, that goes over here. Hex bolt. They look like, nope, not these. These are the ones right here. These two over here go into the fairing that screws in over here. Okay, so just be aware, guys. Don't lose your freaking hardware, because it's a pain in the ass. But once you pop these clips, it's pretty much you're pulling stuff out of these grommets, and then there's that one bolt. So you know what I'm saying? So there's this one bolt here, and the rest pulls out. Just want to show you real quick. The reason why they told you to take that off, because when you're pulling the gas tank back, you want to make sure you prop it up, because some people don't prop the tank and you could damage your fairing. I just propped it on this, so I don't really necessarily have to take this off, if you get what I'm saying. Now guys, when you're taking the fairing off, the moment you get that Phillips head screw up here and that hex bolt off, okay, that cover starts to come off as long as you get that clip off. And then the fairing, this fairing right here, okay, there's grommets in the fairing, okay, and it pretty much goes into each other. I want to show you. This is the piece right here. So the bottom, see the bottom, these clips, they just go into, they fit into each other like a puzzle, if you get what I'm saying. See the ports for the grommet? Okay, so that stuff goes into the grommet. So this insert right there goes into this grommet hole right here, okay, and everything fits in like a glove. It's actually pretty cool. See these two pop clips over here? This piece right here fits in under here in this slot, okay, actually not that slot, but the one all the way, let me flip the camera, it fits into the slot all the way underneath right here, this one right here, okay, and when it fits in here, it laps into this hole, and that's where the clip goes in. So the clip holds this piece down and this piece down, if you get what I'm saying. All right guys, so pretty much to start, obviously I'm starting on the left side, okay, and the left side is the one that actually has this piece protruding right here, okay. Now guys, if you're gonna get your stuff powder coated, you don't have to powder coat this piece. I think Chris forgot, because we actually talked about this. Don't powder coat this side, because this is getting inserted into the frame. So by powder coating, it gets a little, like a smidge, you know, snug. So just be aware of that, okay? So that goes in here, and they said, okay, insert the supplied M6 1.00 times 55 millimeter, okay, hex flange head bolt through the upper mount of the left engine guard and loosely start the wedge tube nut. This is the wedge tube nut here, okay? So you're gonna loosely thread this on here, okay? Now, how do you know this is the bolt they're talking about? That's the only one it threads onto, okay? Then you insert it. Now, once you insert that, you gotta loosen this front foot peg mount bolt, because that's exactly where it's gonna go. If you size it up to the holes, that's exactly where the front that bottom hole lines up with this foot peg bolt right here. So that's a 14 mil socket. Loosen that up, okay. All right, so once you take off this lower foot peg bolt, guys, okay, what you're gonna be doing, they talk about placing an 8.2 millimeter spacer in between, okay, the bottom of the engine guard mount, which is this right here, and this foot peg mounting location. You got to put that spacer in between there, okay? Now, there's two spacers. One is bigger than the other, okay? So I have a good eye for this. This looks smaller. This looks like 4 to 5 millimeters, and this looks almost like 10. So I'm guessing this has to be the 8.2. Now on the right side, mounting instructions, I actually glanced at it, and they talk about putting the 5. So this has to be the smaller. This is gonna be the 5 millimeter one right here, the smaller one. So this is the one that we need. And then once we put the spacer, we have to fasten this. We're not gonna be using this bolt anymore. This bolt is not going to be used. We're going to be running this one right here. This is a 100 millimeter bolt, and make sure you put a flat washer on it, and that's what you're running all the way through. And the reason why you put the wood and a scissor jack right here, because this bolt runs all the way through there. See where the head of that bolt is coming out right there? So hopefully we could take this out without that damn thing dropping. You know what I mean? Let's pray that that doesn't happen. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to get one of my big ass jacks and bring it in here, and I really want to avoid that, but let's see. Alright guys, so as you saw in the time lapse, with a little bit of luck, everything bolted up nice and easy. This 100 mil bolt right here is all the way through. It's just snug, it's not overly tight yet. And on the directions, they talk about this has to be tightened down to 16.5 pound-feet. This one here to 36, and then we're gonna move over to the other side. Here's a nifty little treat that I never showed anybody, but I've had this for a while. It's pretty much like a torque head, and you don't necessarily have to buy the entire wrench. Okay, I'll link this in the description for you. It's actually pretty good. All you gotta do is put it on manual, okay? And just move you just gotta move the selections up, okay? So you just move it to the poundage that you need it to, okay? Let me just put this on manual. And if you hold it down, it's gonna go all the way up. We're gonna go up to 36. We're gonna go up to 36 pound-feet, go back down. I don't wanna hold it because it goes pretty fast. Okay. Now this is pretty cool where it takes a 1/2 inch driver, okay? It takes a 1/2 inch driver, okay? And it has adapters for 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch to 3/8. So that's what I'm using, 1/2 inch to 3/8 adapter, and I put the 17 mil socket on it. And we're about to do this right now. Let me see if I can show you this. We're in the 20s right now. You heard that beep? So now what happens is the lights, these lights are going to start triggering, and once it gets red, it's going to indicate there we go. So we're at 36 pound-feet of torque. Glad I could show you that. And then I'm just going to do the upper one now. That's 16.5. All right guys, so we're good to go on that. 16.5, 36 pound-feet. Now we can move to the other side. All right guys, so we're on the right side. Got to take this bad boy off right here with a 14 mil socket, okay? And then we're gonna be running the upper portion through this pre-made hole in the frame. Now here's the thing though, looking at the directions, they're talking about locate the supply M10-1.25 40 millimeter socket head bolt, add a flat washer, okay, and place one supplied 5 millimeter mounting spacer against the foot peg bracket and install the engine guard lower mount to the foot peg bracket. Do not fully tighten. So they're trying to say they want me to use the shorter, okay, of the two bolts, okay, on the lower mount here and use a spacer. This is too short, man. I think they made a typo in this, because why the hell would I want to put a 70 millimeter bolt in this top hole? Look how far it comes through. It's like, hold on, I don't know if you could see it, but that's really in there. You know what I mean? To thread a locking nut onto. I think they have that shit backwards. So I'm gonna use this one over here, this head bolt. Okay, I'm gonna use that for the top. Yeah, I'm gonna use that for the top, and I'm gonna use this other one, the longer one, for the bottom, because this doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. And this other bolt here, I guess we're not using that because they're just, you know, I mean, I don't know. All right, guys, so I had a bit of a brain fart, and you could see me trying and retracting two different bolts. And I couldn't understand why this shit wasn't fitting, but you're about to find out why. Felt like such a dumbass for a second there. right, guys, so all that's left to do is torque these down. And let me tell you what the fudge happened. I had this extra bolt, and I'm like explaining to you, like, I'm running this bolt, and I noticed this paint over here. This is a freaking OEM bolt that I took from the other side and I brought it over here. God damn, bro. Anyway, so you see this is the OEM bolt here, okay? The black bolt, that's a hex head. See that one that this number 8 goes into? That goes to the bottom, flat washer, and the 5mm spacer in between it. I don't know if you can see that or not. That goes in between it. And the top, you got that 70mm. That goes to the top with the, obviously, a flat washer right here and a locking nut behind. And you hold the locking nut with a 17mm wrench. And that's it. So now we just got to torque these bad boys down. On the upper right, we're going to do, it's 36. And the bottom is 43.5 foot-pounds. So 43.5 foot-pounds down here. Okay, and 36 over here. All right, guys, so torque value's done. Now we're just gonna put the fairings back, and I'll see you guys in a sec. All right, guys, so the install is complete. I just finished putting all the fairings and stuff back. Just brought the bike back out from the trailer because it's hot as heck in there. But look how beautiful this looks. And actually, everything fits back as it should. There's no issues with the fairings or anything like that. And as I said at the end of the video, I kind of messed up. I end up carrying an OEM bolt with me over to the right side. And I was like, why do I have this extra bolt? And it didn't make sense to me, and then I ended up figuring it out. But for the most part, the instructions were on point. Everything is pretty much accurate. As I said before, I'll link the website in the description. It's actually OEM, and they're selling it for a reasonable price. Guys, there's other websites selling OEM engine guards and stuff, and you're talking about like close to like $400 for the set. This definitely wasn't that much, and it fit perfectly. Just make sure, just adhere to all like the torque factors and all of that other stuff when you're tightening everything up. And I hope this video will help you guys in the future. There is no good videos on YouTube with the M109R with people installing engine guards. I think there's one of them with a guy from Australia maybe, and I don't know if it's OEM or whatever the case might be, but it wasn't that helpful. Nice guy and everything, but it wasn't that helpful. The music was too loud, you couldn't hear what he was saying. And I hope to shed some light, step by step going through this stuff. But anyway, guys, definitely like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. As I said, I'll link that stuff in the description. Even that torque device, I'll link that in the description as well. But look how this looks, man. Chris, once again, from Long Island Powder Coat, thank you so much for hooking these up, man. It blends so well. So well with the color of the bike. Can't thank you enough, man. Thank you so much. And guys, I will talk to you guys soon. Take it easy.